are crepes stuffed with ricotta and spinach and then put in an oven dish and drowned with beautiful red sauce, which in Italy we call sugo. And sugo is the first thing that we're going to be making today because it needs to bubble away for a while to reduce and become really rich and delightful. And look, I'm actually going to make a double batch of sugo because then I can reuse it for pasta al forno, which is like the ultimate Italian mac and cheese. To get things started, smash 2 garlic cloves. There we go. Heat some good olive oil in a pan and gently fry it. That's perfect and it already smells so fragrant. Let's get some tin tomatoes and just make sure you get the best quality tin tomatoes you can get because they will be the base of your sauce. In they go. Woo! With the tomatoes and garlic cooking, fill 2 empty tins with water and add them to the sugo. And then add a generously Italian pinch of salt. And now we're going to add the odori, what my nonna used to refer to as odori, which is just some background flavorings, some celery, just like that. Look, I'm just going to chop it up like this, very roughly like that. And it will infuse the sauce with its freshness. And I'm going to do the same with a little capsicum. And it just adds an extra sweetness to the sauce. It's really quite something. And just let it do its thing for a couple of hours or so, which is fantastic because we've got more work to do for this dish. With the sugo simmering nicely, we can now start the crespelle. Crespelle are essentially Italian crepes, so it's just a matter of 3 eggs whisked and some milk. And I suppose French crepes would have some melted butter added, but because these are Italian crepes, they have extra virgin olive oil because I use it in absolutely everything. And it's just a couple of tablespoons. Whisk it in. And then add some good 00 flour. Whisk out any lumps. And then some salt. This time it's a very small pinch. It's looking really nice. Look at it. Like you would for a normal crepe, it's always better to rest the batter for a little bit, just because then it's a lot easier to pour into the pan and create a very, very even coating. So I promised you a ricotta and spinach filling, and what we have here is what looks like a mountain of spinach, but once we wilt it in the pan, it's gonna reduce so much. So, as always, bit of extra virgin olive oil, just a tablespoon really, just enough so that we can infuse it with a bit of garlic. And then I'm just gonna get all my spinach and try to fit it in there. Squish the spinach down after 1 or 2 minutes of wilting with the garlic. Add another healthy pinch of salt and then let it cool and start the ricotta filling. Look at this, full fat ricotta. It's so beautiful and so creamy. Okay, I shouldn't eat it now because I need it for my filling. It's so very tempting though. Let's pop it all in here and smash it up with a fork so that we cream it, basically. And that's it. Now we're gonna crack some eggs. With the ricotta nicely smashed, stir in 3 eggs and work them through. And see how this is getting creamier and just really delicious. Some grated nutmeg and beautiful lemon zest. And now some more cheese, please. And I'm gonna use a combination of both Parmigiano and Pecorino. And all I can say is be generous. And now some Parmigiano. And I like to add both because Pecorino is a lot sharper and quite salty, and Parmigiano is milder and sweeter, and the combination is heavenly. Give it a good mix, a little pinch of salt, and a good grinding of black pepper. With the cheeses now blended, chop and add some fresh parsley. And now it's time for the garlic-infused spinach. Just chop it up. And I have squeeze the liquid out a little bit before. There you go. A good mix. And that's the last one, I promise. But isn't that great? We have labored once, and we're gonna get 2 meals out of this filling. With the filling ready, the crispelle batter is perfect for cooking. Look how smooth it is, and this is why it was important to let it have a little beauty sleep. And now for ease, I'm gonna pour this into this jug. There we go. Let's make crispelle. First, heat and thoroughly oil a small frying pan. Pour in just enough batter to coat it evenly. And when the batter begins to crisp at the edges and bubble in the middle, flip it over. Now it's just a matter of cooking the rest of the crispelle until they are soft and golden. Our crispelle are ready. Let's check on the sauce. It's smelling ready and it's looking ready. Look at it, it's so rich. We've got our sugo, our crispelle, and our filling. We can finally assemble this dish. So the first thing is to create a nice and cozy bed of sugo for our crispelle. That should be enough. I'm just gonna shake it about a little bit. And now we fold the crispelle. So we get a crispella, a little bit of filling, about this much, in the middle. And then we fold it over and to the side like that to create a beautiful triangle. This dish is quite traditional in the village my nonna and my mama come from, and it is a special occasion dish because, look, it's simple enough to make, but I suppose it's a party favorite. And sometimes it's made for Ferragosto, which is a midsummer feast that Italians love very much. A little bit more sauce goes on top. And of course, more cheese. A dusting on top of both pecorino and now some parmigiano. And I know you don't see me often using butter in my cooking, but this is traditional and I'm gonna stick with it. And we literally just want a few knobs throughout, just for some extra richness. That's wonderful. It goes into the oven for about 35 minutes. Oh yes, look at that! There! Crispelle! It's time to taste. Look at this. Beautiful sauce, the cheese, steaming. Look at that filling. Look how beautiful and vibrant it is. And